Hello everybody, and welcome to yet another episode of Electric Productions. I'm Jay, and today we're going to be taking a look at a little gem by the name of Startide. Startide is a top-down space shooter. It is an awesome little game. I've really been enjoying it thus far, and I've only been messing around with the Infinity mode and the Constructor for making your own boss that other players can play against. I really like the heart that this game has, and it's been a really fun experience thus far. So without further ado, roll intro. Alright, so let's jump right in and see what this game has to offer. So the game has not much in the way of options here. It's got some bloom, MSAA. You can choose your resolution. Gamepad and mouse and keyboard are both supported. However, if you choose to use the gamepad, and I am, you will need the mouse and the keyboard for some of the menus and some of the options in the game. So just know that going into it. Workshop allows you to download other boss creations that other real players have made, and you get to fight against those creations, and then you gain points and whoever built it gain points depending on how you fare against their boss. So let's jump into the Constructor really fast here. The basic idea here is that you can take a base and you can outfit it, and after you have outfitted it with different appendages, and like I said, we're just gonna throw together here a really quick creation here. Nothing super crazy. Let's just throw that on. You can change the directions of and flip around the different weaponry. Oh, come on. I find the Constructor to be fine. It's intuitive enough. It's easy to use. It's a little wonky sometimes in being able to grab things and place them. It doesn't always want to let go of the current thing that you're placing after you've already placed it. And it's not a huge deal or anything. It takes a little bit of patience when you're creating your creation, but it's, like I said, not a huge deal. Alright, almost done here. I just want to make it at least a little bit of a spectacle for you to see. Let's just throw on one more set of weapons here. Once you're done creating your boss, just click Test, and then you can actually jump in and play against your own monstrosity. So you can see here that we're not having too much trouble against this. There's a lot of creative thought and attention to detail that can go into creating your own boss, and that is going to help to dictate how your creation does against other real players. It's a mixture of placing weapons in certain spaces where they're going to fire at different times and how the weapons will back each other up. And the more you play the game, the more pieces that you unlock, and so you can build better and better bosses to go up against different players who download your boss to play against. So we cleared that fairly easily. So let's just go ahead and let's just go right back to the main menu here. So that's the Constructor. Mech setup, you can choose your mech. I've got one unlocked here just from messing around a little bit. And I have thrown on some different drivers, is what they're called in this game, but they've got active, sub-abilities, and passive abilities. And you can actually plug in the sub-abilities and the active abilities and the passive abilities to your liking, and there's a little definition for each one. Infinity is the only mode I'm not crazy about. It pits you up against a non-stop stream of procedurally generated boss creatures, which is all well and good, except you don't gain anything from it, not even really. There's a ranking system, but it's not fully optimized yet or implemented yet. Not that I could tell anyway. So let's jump into the campaign. Let's do a new game. And I'm just going to kind of skip through here. I find the game to be a little wordy at times, Not a big deal, but... And once you click on a system, you actually then have access to the planets in said system. And then you can play. So it is top-down, and unlike some other games that I've played in the past, like I grew up playing like Ray Gun and Raptor and a few other games like that, those games had almost like a starting line and a finish line, and you encountered enemies and terrain-based threats along the way. This one takes place in more of a 3D environment where there's things coming at you from the left, the right, from the back of the screen, from the front of the screen. So it's almost like it sticks you in a certain place and time, and then you have these grandiose battles. Some of the missions take you on more of a track where you're kind of going from quote-unquote start to finish and encountering different things along the way. But most of them have more of this 3D space to them. We unlock something there. Some of these missions are as simple as you just explore. So you click the planet, hit explore, and you'll find something. Most of what you find in here is going to give you more components for building your battle mechs your battle bosses to fight against other players who download said bosses. Now, one of the really cool things about this game is this. All the bosses in this game and the levels themselves are randomly generated based off of your skill and how much you've progressed in the game. So you could actually, as you continue playing the game, go ahead and restart or hit start a new game with all of your current gear, so almost like a game plus, new game plus, and you'll actually have harder bosses even on the earlier stages who have more mass and better weapons and things. I think that's really awesome. I love that, you know, procedurally generated can work really for a game or against the game. In this case, I feel like it really works for the game. It adds some newness and it keeps things from getting totally stale. Yes, you know, the bosses are always going to be of a certain kind of type. You kind of know what kind of components they use. So it's not like you're going to see something that just totally blows you away. You're like, wow, I've never seen that before. That's not going to happen too often. But at the same time, it's not like, oh, okay, it's that same boss that I've fought 20 times, you know, and here he is again. It's going to be a little bit different each time. The layout of the ships, the weapons and their orientation. And like I said, as you continue the game, there's even going to be new weapons that the bosses and stuff unlock and use. If you get close to the ship, and you'll see here, I've got that big blade that I kind of use. I am not doing that. The game is simply doing that automatically if you get close enough to an enemy. And it's really cool to get in close and see you've unlocked new parts for the boss construction. Like I said, most of what you do here is going to be parts for the boss construction. So let's jump in here to another little system here. Let's go ahead, and we're exploring ruins, and we just got some parts. Destroy the enemy fleet. Very cool. So this game's got a lot of heart to it. The graphics, they're okay. They're not anything to write home about. They're really, really not. They're on the simplistic side, and I don't mean that they don't have some, there's some cool scenes, and, you know, I just mean that they're at no point are you just going to be sitting there like, wow, just jaw dropping over the backdrops, or the you know, the mechs themselves or the enemies. But with all of that, it still is, it's pretty and it's fun and it suits the game well and it feels good. Everything about this game feels right, and I really like it. I mean, there's some nitpicks that I have here and there, but overall, I really, really like this game. It is a lot of fun. Okay, we've got a meteor shower incoming. Doesn't look like I can really damage the meteors, so it looks like it's just an avoidance-based thing. But that's cool. And that's the other thing, is there's lots of things being kind of mixed up in the game. You know, the game likes to mix levels up. It likes to do things a little differently here and there. Alright, let's hurry up and take this boss out so we don't have to do another wave of meteors. Let's get in close for some melee damage. If you try to shoot the base of the weapons, you'll find that they have a ton of health. It's easier to work from outside of the limbs inward. So get the most outward parts of the ship first, and then work your way in towards the center of the ship. If you just try to go straight for the base modules towards the inner side of the ship, you're going to find that they are absolute health hogs, and it takes forever. I'm going to utilize my special ability here. Position seems to be very important in this game. You can position yourself in such a way that the guns are facing away from you. These little energy modules that you see refill your shields and help to... Oh, there we go. All right, another bit of meteor dodging here. Whoa, those things are really moving. Whoa! Whoops. I have found one of my little nitpicks is sometimes the backgrounds in this game interfere with the foreground. And all I mean by that is, especially there's some levels that have some very, very tall towers that are present in the background, and they actually look like you can run into them. And when I was playing in the infinite mode, a few times I found myself trying to dodge out of the way and running into enemy bullets because I was thinking I could run into these objects that you couldn't even run into. New parts for boss construction unlocked. Very cool. So we'll do one more here. Oh, I can't do that yet. I got to do Ioana, or whatever that's called. Duke. So we're going to take Duke here. Break cargo ship and steal containers. And that's, yeah, it seems like they've done a pretty good job here of trying to mix things up, where not every planet you go to is just and shoot the boss and kill it, and shoot the boss and kill it, and shoot. Yeah, that would get old, fairly fast. I really like this backdrop here. That's really cool. Let's collect these crates. Oh, there's a bunch of crates in there. Oh, I missed one down there. Go ahead and pop my shield here so I can just stay really close and try to rack up some good damage. The soundtrack's a lot of fun. I don't think it's one of those ones where you're going to buy the soundtrack just so you can listen to it on your ride home from work every day. But at the same time, it's enjoyable. It fits the atmosphere, the mood in the game very well. I don't have a lot of negative things to say about this game. And, no, it was not given to me. I did not receive a free key or anything like that. Let's see if I can... This thing is soaking up a ton of damage. Let's pop that shield again. Oh, there it is. Come on. There's our crates. All we need is 200 more crate points. And there they are. It's just a lot of fun. The game's got some really good heart to it, and I enjoy it. It's the kind of game, too. All right. That's a new boss body part. So that's a big deal there. That's a big piece. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there for a second. Yeah, the game just has heart. It feels good. So many game makers these days, they try to make games. They recognize the fact that they may not have the best skills in the world and that their game may not be the most technically advanced game. So they try to make up for that by having an original idea or a game that has really just it plays well, or it's got a unique art design. And that's the way that a lot of these game makers know that's the only way they're going to make it, is having something along those lines. And every once in a while you'll get a game where there's nothing about it that's necessarily like, oh, it's so special because of this one reason. It just has a great feel to it all the way around. It's just fun. This game is fun. It is really enjoyable. And I'm pretty critical. I've played a lot of games in my day, and it takes a lot for me to be like, yeah, this is fun. It reminds me a little bit of an arcade version of it's called Space Pirates Zombie, something like that. And I love that game. And it was, there's Space Pirate Zombie 1 and Space Pirate Zombie 2. I might be getting the name wrong, but you should be able to kind of you should be able to find it just based off of that title. And I loved that game. And that one was a little bit more strategic. I mean, you flew around and you shot stuff, and you could add to your ship, and that game just captured me when I played it. And so far, this game, while not as advanced or intricate, detailed as Space Pirate Zombie, this is the kind of game where I can just see myself sitting down playing 15-20 minutes after I get home or before I go to bed or something. It's just one of those games that you can just play. Oh, we unlocked a new skill. Nice. Destroy the enemy fleet. Let's do it. Of the two mechs that I have unlocked, I really like this one. I love his little chain gun and his huge sword thing, like cleaver. Now this is a little more intense. Let's pop my shield here and go to work on some of these external appendages. Okay, shield's gone, so I'm going to try and take out these long gun arms first. What's my health doing? It's fine. Alright, pop my shield again and get in close and just try to chew these guys up here. There we go. Alright, very good. Almost done. Take out these little random enemies. Boom, got them. Enemies left 2. Oh, this must be one of those wave-based ones, so you have to fight the boss like 2 or 3 times, and he morphs slightly with each battle. But yeah, the game's like, I think it's $9 is what I got it for, and on Steam right now, and it's on sale because it just initially released, and it's going to be like $10 after that. It's just got that initial little discount, which I really appreciate when they do. I know it helps to promote their game, but it's just nice if you want to be an early adopter of the game. You get a little discount, and I'm sure come Steam sale, in the summer or maybe even in the winter here as we get closer, I'm sure you get this game for even cheaper. But honestly, when you find a game like this where it's kind of just a good game, it's just a fun little hidden gem, because I don't see this game getting really big, unfortunately. I wish that it would, but I think it's going to be one of those ones where it's more of a hidden gem and gets a little bit of a cult following where people like to build their own boss mechs and then have other people play against them. But when you get a good game like this, it never hurts to support the developers and buy their game at full price or close to full price in this case. Because I'd love to see these guys make some more stuff. If this was their game, if this was their first game, I think with some funds and some time and some experience under their belt, they could really make some good stuff here. And I don't know too much about them. I did look. The game was published by Infinity Games, and it was made by something Scorpion, like something Scorpions. And I looked to see if they had any other games. Infinity Publishers, they've published quite a few games, some good, some bad. They all seem to be, I'm not trying to be mean when I say lower budget, but a little bit more simplistic games. They've published quite a few, and some have gotten some good reviews, some have gotten some okay reviews, and some have gotten some just outright bad reviews. But the Scorpion guys that made this game, they didn't have anything else listed or published. So I don't know if this is just their first game or if they've just taken a new name or what the case may be, but I'd like to see them make some more stuff. If this is their first venture, I look forward to see what they could do in the future. Okay, well guys, I think that's pretty much going to do it. You've gotten a great idea of what this game has to offer. Top-down shooter, procedurally generated enemies. It's got a lot of different worlds here to discover. I mean, we've pretty much almost finished up this one, and then, you can go on to the next one, and then that's going to have more stars around it, and when you go in, each one has more planets that you can actually play. There's 9 mechs in the game. Each one has their own unique weapon systems. Like I said, I've only got the 2 unlocked. I love the mech designs. Again, they're simplistic, but they're just fun. They're cool. I like the different drivers in this game, the active and sub and passive system. I really like the idea of being able to create your own bosses for people to play against, and them playing against yours and you playing against theirs. I love the fact that there's workshop support right out of the gate. It's an awesome, fun game. Give it a shot. Give it a try. I don't think you're going to be disappointed. I really, really don't. It may not be something that you play for a very, very long time whenever you sit down to play it, but I think you're going to really enjoy it when you do. And I have a feeling this is one of those games where you're going to keep going back to it and playing it here and there and really enjoying it. So, as always, I really appreciate you stopping by and hanging out for a little while. You guys have a wonderful day and take care.